Hello, everybody. Wolfang here. Today is Wednesday, March 27th, and the sun finally came out. It is 6:47 p.m. here in Cincinnati, Ohio. It was chilly this morning with no sunshine, and at lunchtime it was chilly with no sunshine. After work, I had chores to do. Excuse me, I had errands to run, but I come home and now the sun's out. So, all right. So, anyway, I've been hearing more and more about the squatter problem going on. So, and they're saying that the squatters actually have rights, which makes no sense to me. How can they go into somebody's property? Like if somebody is on vacation for 2 weeks or a month and they've been casing the place, and okay, they're gone, let's move in. I also heard that there are TikTok videos explaining how to be a squatter and get away with it. It's crazy. So let me see if I can share this video I pulled up. This was looks like about a it says a month ago, but I think the date on it was last year or maybe it is a month ago. Anyway, I tried to find the most recent.
Now, hello, sir. Welcome to the program. This whole phenomenon, I think, catches a lot of people off guard. They have no idea that it's a problem until it becomes their problem. And you would assume the law would make it very easy to resolve, but obviously not the case because you have to exist, right?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's an unfortunate problem that has existed for a long time, but we're just starting to see it. It's gone viral. And I mean, this is a huge problem that's just going to get worse.
Wait, why can't the police just go in and say, get out?
Well, I mean, I think the issue here is there's a blurred line between squatter rights and tenant rights. And unfortunately, squatter rights that were not intended for, maintained residences, it's now kind of just made it to where the police can't differentiate whether they're a squatter or a tenant, so they can't do anything.
I'm curious because I have friends in Spain who for years have been telling me about squatter problems. And I would say, well, that's what you get when you have a socialist country. And then it's happening here. Is there something changing in our laws that are giving more rights to those who are squatting and making it more difficult for the landlord and even law enforcement to get them out?
I don't think that anything's changing. I think we're just hearing about it more. I mean, I remember like forever, I would hear, oh, yeah, if you stop paying rent, you can live free for 6 months. And, one of the things right now is, the thing that people need to understand is these squatters, they're not people in need. These rights and these laws are not protecting people that, are needy or destitute or homeless or anything like that. This is a criminal element. And, the only way to stop it is to make a clear line between tenant and squatter and criminalize squatting. So especially I'm talking about residential maintained homes.
I have to ask quickly, in a nutshell, what's the craziest eviction you've done?
Well, the craziest one that I'm involved in right now is a squatter she posed as a caregiver, and she drained the elderly woman. She's 88 years old. She's drained her bank accounts. On my YouTube channel, you can see a video of me confronting her in the dark as she's climbing in a window.
Wow. And that person can't be removed from the 88-year-old's home.
Well, she, whenever law enforcement called, she just claims, and I've dealt with social services on this matter, and they say it's pretty common for people to just claim that the elderly woman has dementia and that she forgets who she is and gets scared and calls law enforcement. And so, I mean, that's a whole different issue. And they say it's pretty common for people to do that. They get fired as a caregiver and they just say that they're not leaving.
Wow. Flash, it sounds like
That's
if the laws
crazy.
aren't changing to make this more common, it sounds like we have a cultural problem on our hand. People who are very dishonest, and frankly, in the case that elderly the caretaker for the elderly woman, it sounds like somebody very evil. Flash, thank you for sharing your stories. Very interesting.
Thank you. I just want to say, I did create a petition, and I just want people, I think a lot of people are scared that if they sign this petition and the laws change, that it's going to affect tenant rights. And I want to make it very clear that this is, residential maintained properties that people are taking over, and there needs to be a clear line, and this would not affect their tenant rights.
All right. Thank you, Flash.
I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart.
Okay, so
Click
there
here
you
to
go. So it's been going on for a while. And I did look up the rights for squatters in Ohio, and the way it's written, it sounds really weird. Something where they have to be on the property 21 years, this, that, the other. But that's not what these people are doing. I get here in Cincinnati, especially downtown, we have a lot of abandoned buildings, houses, etc. And if you're homeless, I get it. You'll find a place to take shelter, to stay out of the elements and stuff. But I guess once you're there, or especially if the owner of the property isn't in another state, they're actually literally here, and they can check on the place, and they see somebody living in there, they can't kick them out. It's a challenge. You're trespassing. It's not your property. So I don't know how they need to come up with some new laws or something, because I watched a few videos, and I like I said, I've been hearing more and more about this on the radio. And one lady got her property, and she's trying to get rid of these people, and she ends up getting arrested. That makes no sense. There was another story during the pandemic. A guy had a house with 9 acres, and somebody he knew came to him and said, "Look, we're down on our luck. We got kicked out of our place, whatever the deal was. Could we pitch a tent on your property for, a couple months, whatever?" And the guy was like, "Yeah, sure. Just, don't be a slob or whatever." Next thing the owner knows, these squatters are bringing in more people and more people. And it cost him like $10,000 to clean up the mess that they made on his property. And he was trying to be a nice guy. So, sometimes it just doesn't pay to be nice. It's getting crazy. But anyway, I hope everybody has a great Wednesday evening. This is Wolfgang. Blessed be, stay safe, and I'll chat with you all later. Bye.